In today's news, will you be having ice for dinner because Elon Musk just tweeted something about Bitcoin? There's a new Bitcoin prediction in town and it's not just 6 figures. And lastly, Microsoft just announced Windows 11. However, will this actually be a flop? Let's find out. Welcome back everyone, I'm your host, the guy that does his own research, and today we got some very important news regarding stocks and crypto. Let's just quickly go into the markets today so we can see that the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the Nasdaq are currently, kind of flat today. So in the headlines we can see that, there's some couple shares that are going through the roof right now, which is Nike and Virgin Galactic. And I'll get into these articles near the end of the video. So in terms of the crypto markets, we can see that, everything is going down at the moment. Well, not everything. Dogecoin is up 10%, mostly because of Elon Musk. I'll get into what's happening, but I'm feeling that, $37,000 Bitcoin could be off the tables now. And like I said yesterday, technical analysis aren't always correct, and I feel like maybe during the weekend we will be seeing a retest of $30,000. But before we begin, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can see my videos every single week. And if you haven't already, please smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. And without further ado, let's dive in. Alright, so the main thing that I wanted to kind of talk about today is Elon Musk, because he finally tweeted something about Bitcoin. And I think it's been a week or so since he last mentioned anything about Bitcoin. But over here he has a kind of a lame joke, which is how many Bitcoin maxis does it take to screw in a light bulb? Now for context, Bitcoin maxis are pretty much people that are living and breathing Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin is their religion, they always talk about it, and they're kind of the defense mechanism for Bitcoin. Last month, Elon Musk said that they're not going to accept any Bitcoin because of the energy consumption that Bitcoin uses, and obviously there was a huge backlash. And over here is like, oh, that's not funny, Bitcoin maxis. I don't know what to say, but Bitcoin did drop a little bit yesterday night, and it was heading to about $35,000. And I feel like a lot of traders are kind of moving the price depending on what Elon Musk says. However, another big news is that Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk could be having a debate about Bitcoin on July 21st. And over here, Jack says let's have the talk. So I'm very excited about this. And to be honest, these two are probably my favorite entrepreneurs today. And having them to debate about Bitcoin is going to be so interesting. So you can actually sign up for the conference here. It's called the B Word. And there's going to be a lot of speakers like Kathy Wood, Adam Black, Michael Morrow, John Newberry, and it's gonna be so exciting. I will be at the event, so I might give my own opinions right after the event. But overall, I don't understand why the price is still moving because of Elon Musk's tweets. It's a good way to get rid of the paper hands, but I also feel like traders are just kind of going with the momentum. But it is what it is. Now I want to talk about this tweet here because it is pretty much the pinnacle of hopium for Bitcoin, because Plan B is very well acknowledged in the community. I feel like a lot of people are really banking on the S2F model actually being validated. But over here he said that he does feel uneasy when it does go below his prediction. So over here he replied to someone, but it's very crucial. He said that if we do not reach 100k by December this year, then pretty much his model is invalidated. So be aware. This is why you always kind of have to update yourself on the author, what he says, but also do your own due diligence and research, because if anyone just read his paper about the S2F model, only based it off that is not enough, I feel like. And when you invest in something, you always kind of have to be up to date to it. Now I want to get into the next article, which is very bullish. This article here said that Bitcoin could hit 10 million by 2030. Now, first of all, right, that sounds really ridiculous. If we scroll down here, it's taking the same philosophy as Plan B, but spreading it out to 2030. And Plan B's own handle is 100 trillion USD. And if you can't do the math, let me do it here for you. If Bitcoin actually hits 100 trillion market cap, each Bitcoin is worth $10 million. And this article is pretty much just hopium for everyone right now because we're in a short-term bear market. But I really do agree with the idea that every halving, Bitcoin's upcoming supply decreases. And if the amount of people actually buying Bitcoin rises at about 80% annually, it is possible, and I don't put this out the window. It sounds a little crazy, but I do like crazy predictions. And just for context, Apple is only worth $2 trillion today. Same goes with Microsoft, and the market cap of gold is 11 trillion. So that article is literally saying that Bitcoin is going to be worth 10 times more than gold. And if you think about it, it's kind of funny because we are out of the gold standard, but gold is still worth $10 trillion. And if you do the math, that's literally 5 Apple, right? Or 5 Microsoft, which kind of still boggles my mind, right? Something that we don't really use as a monetary policy anymore is still at $10 trillion market cap. Like a piece of asset that just sits there and does nothing for you is still worth $10 trillion market cap, and people are saying that Bitcoin is worth nothing. I really don't understand, right? Because when people get richer, all they're caring about is wealth preservation, meaning they don't want their money to lose money. And that's when they start diversifying their assets into different types of assets like gold, stocks, crypto, and etc. And not only that, a lot of rich people also buy art. Because for example, if you owned the Mona Lisa, right? Pretty much even if the market crashes, you're still very wealthy because the demand for that painting is always going to be there. And you know, these scarce assets is all based on demand, and gold really shows just how much demand there is, even though we don't even use gold anymore to transact as a medium of exchange. And if you don't know what the gold standard is, Google it. It's so important because in the past, the central banks would have had to buy physical gold and store it somewhere, but the money supply circulating around the country depends on how much gold they really have. But I don't want to get too deep into it. It's very interesting, and I really highly encourage you to do your research about it. So next up on the news, we got Microsoft Windows 11 update, and you know, this is huge for Microsoft. As an Apple fanboy, I'm kind of jealous because it looks so clean. But let me scroll down here because I thought this was pretty funny. Microsoft XP hit. Windows Vista flop. Windows 7 hit. Windows 8 flop. Windows 10 hit. And if you see the pattern here, Windows 11 could be a flop. However, based on the presentation, I feel like it's just more simple to use. It's literally just a UI overhaul, and I feel like they could have just passed it as a Windows 10 update. But if we look here, Microsoft is actually just kind of flat right now, but I believe yesterday it did go up a bit, and now this company is worth about $2 trillion. And I do like Microsoft stock. It's a really great compounder because the market share in the software space is ridiculous, and I really like the CEO because ever since he joined, Microsoft literally took off, and I feel like he makes really great business decisions. So if we head on to the tear sheet for Microsoft, we can see that they have a forward EBITDA of about 24, and in my opinion, I think that this stock is fairly valued. They have a revenue growth of about 14% year over year, and this company generates a bunch of cash flows. So I really do like this stock, but obviously do your own due diligence and research. Now on the next article, I just want to quickly talk about Nike because they just hit a record high of 50 billion sales, and their stock surged about 14% today. And as a former sneakerhead, I really like the business because the purpose of Nike is to make everyone believe that they are an athlete. That's pretty much their mission, and every time they put a check on any of their clothing, they're going to be making huge profits. And right now their market cap is worth over $211 billion. But that being said, this is more of a compounder and not a growth stock because they do issue a dividend. And my take on dividends is very controversial because I think that when the company gives out a dividend, that means that they're kind of giving free money away to shareholders. To be honest, I'd rather have the company reinvest those dividends back into their business, because when I see a company that issues a dividend, all I'm seeing is, oh, I don't know what to do with this money, so I'm just going to give it away to my shareholders. And that's why Berkshire Hathaway doesn't issue a dividend, because Warren Buffett understands that, you know, reinvesting back into your business just gives it a compounding effect. So yeah, that's that. And lastly, we got some Virgin Galactic news because the FAA just gave them the green light that they can fly passengers to space, and now they're up 20%. So I won't go too deep into Virgin Galactic because I actually made a video, so you know, check it out after this video. I feel like this news is super important for Virgin Galactic because their ticket prices are at about 200k, and I don't remember their profit margins, but I believe it was about 200%. However, their cash flows are so far out in the future, and that you gotta really believe in this company, and that a lot of rich millionaires will go to space. So I mean, if you really believe in the space, tourism space, let me say that again. If you really believe in the space tourism market, I believe this is right now number one until SpaceX goes public. Alright, that's a whole different story. Now lastly, in the economy, we can see that a lot of Latin Americans are making new bank accounts, and this is going to be super crucial to fintech companies. And my favorite ones right now would be Square. Right, that's number one, and SoFi. Robinhood is trash, and this is very good news, as you know, we're seeing a big shift of consumers getting into fintech. And I also believe that the new generation won't really put their money into, you know, old school banks anymore. And I believe Square will be the leader in this space in America. So that's my quick opinion on this. And that wraps up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can see my videos every single week. If you haven't already, please smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're interested in buying crypto, please click the referral links in the description box down below so we can both get a small cash bonus once you sign up and make some trades. That's pretty much it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.